curiously enough, we had a session this morning on the alliance between Austin and Toronto, and a lot of topics came up about the amount that the City Hall can do to help facilitate building Toronto into a music destination. So music tourism is big on our agenda, certainly on the music side, making it easier to do business, and hopefully everybody's listening at City Hall, and certainly this gentleman is here. So please welcome candidate John Tory.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I am indeed happy to be here. I had a keen interest in all of the cultural industries and arts and culture generally, and a lot of involvement over the years in different things. And there's a bit of music in my family. It didn't somehow find its way particularly into me, but I have 3 professional musicians who are in my family, and I have a son who went to music school. That's what he chose to do for his graduate work, and so I hear lots about it from people in my family, but I also have had a chance over time to be very involved with people in the industry, and I'm pleased to be here at Canadian Music Week, and it is in and of itself now one of the great music festivals that we hold in Toronto. And I'm here because I want to see Toronto become Music City Canada, and that will help to make sure there's even more of those festivals, and that means more tourism, more jobs, more activity, and so on. Canadian Music Week, 1,000 bands showcased across the city in all kinds of venues, all kinds of platforms, and I think of it as a show of strength, something that really showcases what is here in the city in terms of the show of strength. And I think it's just terrific that people like the folks who run Canadian Music Week, Neil and his whole team, can put on something like this, but I think they need more help. I think they need more help if we're really going to benefit in all the different ways, not just in terms of jobs, but also in terms of what it says about bringing out the creative juice of the city, which is so important, for example, to our economy. Music is the universal language between all the different communities that are here in Toronto. And so I wanted to just say that really in proposing some of the fairly simple measures, and I'm just astounded really they haven't been done before now, that this is going to help artists. It's going to help artists established and otherwise. It's going to help bring tourists here. It's going to help do something that I think is going to be very special for the music sector, but I think very special for the city, and is going to make us Music City Canada. And it's the kind of thing that I want to see our city be before somebody else becomes that. We deserve to be Music City Canada. We've got the people here. We've got the artists. We've got the production facilities. We've got the talent. We've got the interest. And we need the tourists, and we need the jobs, and we need the creative juice. Toronto, in fact, already has one of the largest live music scenes in the world. And I think, again, as usual in our modesty about our own city, we're not necessarily aware of that, and we don't talk about it enough. So I think there are some things we can do at the outset, and I want to just outline 3 elements, the first elements of a plan to start getting that going in terms of making us Music City Canada. I'm just not going to allow us to let this potential go to waste. So I announced yesterday a jobs plan, the first part of a jobs plan for the city, and it's going to help make our city more livable, affordable, and functional, which is what I've been talking about since the beginning of my campaign. And music is very much a part of One Toronto, because this is something that will be of interest to people across the city and will pay benefits to people right across the city. So the plan that I'm announcing today, the first part of it, says we're going to support the creation of a standalone music office to be opened in 2015. And I think that may be the most important part, to be opened in 2015. I would say 2014, except that I can't get elected until the 27th of October, and so we need a little bit of time to get it done. But that's just the point. We talk about these things, and then we don't do them. And I'm going to do it in 2015. The cost is not that extensive. We've done it for the film industry, and we've seen what happened when we put a standalone office that was there to help organize festivals, to help people get things done, to help wade through the bureaucracy, and just really to promote the interests of music in Toronto. So that office will be open in 2015. Secondly, we're going to have to work harder with all the people that promote tourism in this city and with the music industry and performers and artists themselves to make music more a part of our tourist offering. I mean, this is a great city for tourists, but we could entertain the ones that come even more, and we could do a better job of attracting more tourists who would come because of the music. There are places that establish themselves successfully as destinations because of music. Think Austin, think Nashville, and think lots of other places. And Toronto should be and must be that place in Canada.
And thirdly, we've got to create and implement, and again, that's the important word, create and implement a plan for larger and more active outdoor festivals. These are actually hard to locate in Toronto. There aren't that many venues to have the kinds of festivals we need to put us on the map and to get the tourists here and to really establish us as Music City Canada. And so I think if we do all of these things together, establish the standalone music office, work with the tourism people to make music a fundamental part of our tourist offering for this city, and work at having more outdoor festivals and more places to have them, this is going to make a big positive difference to the music community, to the creative and arts and cultural community, and to the economy and to the general well-being of the city as a whole. So, I think we're on the cusp of something very special. The more I've learned, the more I've inquired, the more I've talked to people about this and listened to them, the more I know that it's something very special for the city, but we've got to make sure that we do what I think are pretty minimal things at the City Hall to make it happen. And the question is, are we prepared to make it happen at our end? And I'm saying, if I'm elected mayor, the answer is absolutely, positively, definitively yes. And the office will be open in 2015, trying to help make Toronto Music City Canada. So that is what I intend to do, and it's part of one city to me, because music is very much a part of what Toronto is and all the people who live here. And so there we are. And am I going to answer questions here for the media or down there? Okay, well, I'm happy to answer them here because there are some media people here that might have some questions. I say to my friends in the music business, there may be questions that are extraneous to music that relate to other matters, but this happens. So, anybody have any questions from the media?
John, you mentioned there's difficulties with large venue spaces. Have you looked at any options for having a festival the size of Coachella, Lollapalooza? What are the options of future?
I honestly can tell you I don't know, Jennifer. But I just know that there are people who want to bring festivals here or initiate festivals here, and they have no place to have them. And I don't have any magic answers to that, but I sure think we should put our creative hats on and find places that are going to be compatible with life that goes on in the city, but at the same time doesn't shut us out of what is an important part of being Music City Canada. And I would like to see us be that and find the places we can do this. So I'm not going to start listing places off. I've had a few thoughts about places that seemed appropriate, but I think what we should do is just get to work, and part of what this music office can do, frankly, is help with that and help sort through the maze to make it happen. But I've certainly heard about the difficulties that are experienced trying to find places to have something, large when it comes to music. Yes?
John, when we talk about Music City, are we talking about that 1% of the music industry, or are we talking about the rest of the people? Because, like they say, politics is all local. Music and arts is all local too. We have a small percentage which will move on, but really the heart of the arts community is the people that are here.
Yeah, and what I envisage here by talking about Music City Canada isn't about what I'll call corporate Music City Canada. By corporate, I don't mean corporations, but I mean the sort of the established festivals that people have to buy tickets for. I think it spreads it. I think that's a start, and I think that's important, and I think that's business and jobs and tourists. But I think it also spreads its way down, right into the schools and so on. One of the reasons that I made a recommendation in the report that I wrote on Ontario Place to reestablish a forum-type place, and that's not instead of the amphitheater. The amphitheater is a great venue, one of the most respected and liked by the artists in all of North America. And it's great for what it does. But the days of the forum, for those old enough to remember it, was a place where people could come from all over the city, from any walk of life, and watch. And you had high school choirs performing there all the way to the Toronto Symphony Orchestra. And that's what I envisaged in our report on Ontario Place when we said we've got to somehow reestablish a forum so that you could have high school choirs or, I said I'd love to bring the people from the Shelburne Fiddle Fest down to Ontario Place so people in Toronto who have never been to that can see that. So to me, it's a holistic thing, that involves the entire community. And if you sort of have this whole business of music embedded in what is Toronto, I think it's great for music overall. It's great for the people who are involved in that music right down to the grassroots. I think it's great for that universal language that is music, which I think is really good for bringing people together in the city. So to me, there's like 1,000 benefits from it, but it isn't all about any kind of, top echelon. It's about getting everybody into this. Any other questions from anybody? Going once? Going twice? Have a great weekend. Thank you very much to Canadian Music Week, and I hope the rest of the week goes very well. Thank you.